My dog suited and booty. Kushmastalee and this bitch. Brother got off early today. So I'm finna bust some ass real quick. Ezekiel running for 1,000 yards. Here we go. Yeah. Alshon. Need 7 on Alshon. He going to Alshon.
All right, Coach. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
As
you take a look
time.
there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And he's got room.
We ain't playing that shit. People can get that tournament right off rip.
How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Wentz now on first down.
Ooh.
Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked
yeah,
off
D, I told you to come out.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and talked about how they wanted to begin this game offensively, they talked about their script, didn't they? 10 to 15 plays, the first 10 to 15 they had on their script. Nowhere on the script was there throwing an interception, I have to believe.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. And now movement here right away. Maybe a sign of things to come with this crowd. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Let's go. Let's finish now. Hey, 47. 26.
A give to Elliott. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7. And not much room there, so get it up only to about the 21. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On third down, it's Prescott. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
Shorty, shorty, shorty. Go, go. 20. That's it.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Caught by Nelson left side. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. J.J. Nelson, 26 yards, and the Eagles have taken the early lead. And he's got it up and through. Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Cowboys. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Looking to throw, Prescott, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Fletcher Cox able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Cooper was the target there.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
List line two. 81. Done. 120. Hey, stack. Hey, stack. Here, sit. Black, come on. Done.
On first down, Wentz. Got some real estate inside the 30. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. This is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar from 21 yards away. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Cowboys. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll run with Elliott, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott from the gun. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard.
Pre-approved for your low-rate rent mortgage, you were ready to move when you found the perfect home. Now that's empowerment. And it's an end thing.
Right. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. It's fielded at the 45. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Wentz now on first down. Ertz over the middle. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
Throwing his Wentz.
God damn.
And incomplete on a deep ball. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. It's Nelson. Touchdown, Philadelphia. J.J. Nelson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Man, this is running the same shit.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Second down, Prescott. Throwing left side, it's complete.
About time, Madden.
He's at
Bless
the
me
40.
or something.
The 20,
God damn.
10. And he is
Shit.
into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Cover 3. Dog, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, it's cover 3. What is the rules
yards.
in this league?
And the Cowboys cut into that lead.
You're running cover 3
Down
the
3
whole
scores
game.
already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm
Whole
themselves,
game.
but maybe tamp down the crowd a little
Cover
bit
3.
because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. And out now come the Eagles.
Taco.
And for them a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Shotgun now for Wentz. Drops it off to a giant.
Take that shit, Wentz.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out.
Get your old ass out.
Come on now, let's go. Here we go. 280, 82, 82. Hey, ram. Black. Liz. Black, come on. Black. Lion. 81.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Nelson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a 1st down. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the 1st down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosive.
Yeah, he's trying to get some big. He had the running back wide open. Cheese ass.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL
18
sack.
18 niggas out here. What is this? I'm gonna put that rookie in right there.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Wrap. Black, come on. Lion.
Wentz gonna throw.
Zay.
Throw left side complete. That's Nelson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 1st and 10. Here's Wentz. He targets Jordan Matthews, and it's gone. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Black. Sunday. Hey, stack. 81. 81. Black. Check 13.
Now Wentz. Airs this out for Matthews. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jordan Matthews, 35 yards. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And a lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Elliott now to kick this one away.
Type of shit is that? Oh.
On the return, here comes Victor Bolden.
Out of here.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
I don't like this. Man. Down here with the Fugazi Daisy.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start the drive with Elliott.
Oh,
look at that.
Look at him turn.
Oh, what?
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Man. Shit.
Go to 54. Why?
Prescott now on 2nd down. On the left side, Gallup's got him.
Anybody else would be
Taken
gone.
down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Under.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Past the 20. Avoids him at the 5. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Prescott now. Forced out to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
On the sneak, it's Prescott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. And his kick is right through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
He finds Aguilar over the middle.
Ooh, take that.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a first down.
I don't like him. Excuse me.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing on first is Wentz. And Nelson's got it here right side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now Wentz again. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. J.J. Nelson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
I got 10 on Duke. Anybody want to bet?
Elliott now to kick this one away. Now Bolden on the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Derek Barnett. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
I'm now playing with y'all ass.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early.
cheating ass.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Ajayi with the benefit of a full training camp behind him, excelling in this Eagle backfield as they come up on 1st down. Throwing now is Wentz. There's that man again. It's complete. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 at the 19. From the red zone now, Wentz. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's hit her. And I do believe this is going to line up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Wow, what a disaster. You talk about a guy making a good play on the interception and then just trying to be too cute on the return.
It almost felt like his own gyroscope really got out of whack, didn't it? Going backwards into your own end zone after such a great play. Totally disoriented and gave up 2 points for his team.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Ajayi. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this 1st half. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is. Right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harmon. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Prescott.
Oh, man.
Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd down. Go, go, go. Get out there. Get out there. 2nd down. Go, go, go. Get out there. Get out there. 2nd down. Go, go, go. 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 Get out there.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 46. Here we go, 47. 26.
A second down throw for Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Still running.
Cooper was the intended target, and it's third down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
26.
On third down, Elliott. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. Now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on here to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 15. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So after the run by Jay Ajayi, here's 1st and 10. This is Ajayi. And an alley to run. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle. And that's going to tack on 15 more. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now it's Ajayi. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Come on now. Let's go.
They run with Ajayi. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 11.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Ajayi 1st down and more. Completes it to Ajayi. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Here's Ajayi. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Wentz. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Eagles continue to roll. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field.
Oh, get the fuck out of my way, Stanley.
In this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, two sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike. Swing to the field, right.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. They'll roll him out right. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Here you go. Mike's 54.
10th carry now for Elliott. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
That pisses me off right now. This guy here got 1,000 yards already.
On 2nd down, Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And down to the 28-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The give is to Elliott. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
It's coming now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go at the 35-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
And this one is right down the middle. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Ram.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Brown. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Matthews, the intended target. Well, they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
Analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
Let's go. Let's finish now.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. They go to Elliott again. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Sweat his edge. Here we go, 46. Here you go. 26.
On third down, it's Prescott. Steps away to his left. Throw left side complete. It's Harmon. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Sunday. Hey, we got 3. Here we go. Back. 120. Hey. We got a seal.
Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. And he powers his way up past the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Cheating ass mother.
Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this one. Everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for Philadelphia, they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll have a few extra days here now before they face the Lions next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.